Hi, boys and girls, and welcome to another wonderful video that is going to go over topic 2 in math. So I am doing this video from my home, so I do have some noise in the background, and I apologize for that, and a wonderful cow picture behind me. But I put on some nice, relaxing, soothing music that you can hear in the background because math should be relaxing and not stressful. So I hope you enjoy. So let's get started. So this past week, you learned a lot about factors and multiples, and we're going to go over that right now. So if you notice on this page, it is going over what factors are. So factors are the numbers you multiply together to get a product. And I love this very child-friendly poster that I found online that can help support your thinking with this. So factors, like I just said, are numbers that are multiplied to get a given number. So for example, factors of 12 could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, or 12. And we'll go into that in a little bit. Here's another example as I have on the board here. In the equation, 2 times 5 equals 10, 2 and 5 are factors of 10 because I can multiply those numbers together and they get me to 10. Another example is in the equation, 4 times 6 equals 24. 4 and 6 are factors of 24. Let's keep on going. So, multiples. Multiples are really easy. They are numbers you say when you skip count by a given number. So multiples of 12, if we wanted to skip count by 12, which is really complex, but I know you can do it, 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, and so on. They are multiples of 12. They are the numbers I say when I'm skip counting by 12. Let's keep going. So the first thing we're going to focus on now that we have talked about the vocabulary from this week is multiplying with 2. So everybody take a look here at these beautiful, wacky, colorful socks. So if you notice, I can easily see that they are in groups of 2. I could easily count these by 2. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So I can easily see that there are 18 pairs of socks there. So the products for the 2 facts are multiples of 2. Multiples of 2 end in 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. So when I was up here counting them by 2, I can also show that in multiplication, obviously. So if you look here at our table, we have 0 times 2 equals 0. 1 times 2 equals 2. 2 times 2 equals 4. 3 times 2 equals 6. If you notice by looking at the red, it is going up by 2s. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, just like I did up top with those socks. Let's keep going. And boys and girls, I know right now you are either very relaxed by the music or you're just so captivated by the cow picture behind me. But either way, I know you are taking in this information because it's really going to help you at the end when you take a quiz. So let's keep going. So once again, when we're multiplying by 2, we are identifying the multiples of 2. It's very important you understand that. It's a big word, that word multiples, but really, if you just connect it to skip counting, it's not that bad. Let's keep on going. So I love the little twin picture here. So another way that you can count by 2s or solve multiplication equations with 2 is doubling. That's why I put the cute picture of the twins there. So for example, in the equation 2 times 4, I can double the 4 or do 4 plus 4, and that equals 8. In the equation 2 times 6, I can double the 6 or do 6 plus 6, and that equals 12. Pretty easy. Let's use what we know about 2s now to solve these. So it is up to you how you want to do these. You can skip count or you can double. And for some of us, we might want to draw a picture, and that is perfectly fine. So what I'd like you to do is kind of stay with me and really try your best on these. So I'm looking at this problem 2 times 4. And obviously, I could use the 4 to help me out here, but I'm really comfortable, working with the factor of 2. So I think for this one, I'm going to double that 4 because that 2 is telling me I can double it. So I'm choosing to do for this one, 4 plus 4 equals 8. Awesome. Okay, for this one, 2 times 6. Okay, there's a 2 there, so I know I've got some strategies. I can double the 6. I can count by 2 6 times. I think that's what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to count by 2 6 times. Okay, so I know I can do that because one of my factors is 2. So I'm going to do 2. There's 1 time. 4. There's 2 times. 6, there's 3 times. 8, there's 4 times. 10, there's 5 times. And 12, there is my 6th time counting by 2s. So that obviously tells me that 2 times 6 equals 12. And then I have 7 times 2. So obviously there is a 2 there, which means I can double the 7, skip count by 2 7 times, or we might still want to draw a model. And you know what? I'm kind of having a rough day. And I've been a little off with my math lately. I think I'm going to go back to drawing my model, which is perfectly fine. So this model has 7 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there's 2 in each. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. It's like a tongue twister, and 2. And you guys have a lot of different ways you can do this. Let's say you didn't want to put the number 2 in the groups. You could have put dots. That is perfectly fine, boys and girls, because we are all on a different math journey, and that's perfectly acceptable. But once you did that and counted up those dots, you would have gotten 14 as the answer. Okay, let's keep moving. Okay, so now that we have really focused on our multiples of 2, we're going to go ahead and focus on our multiples of 5. So let's go ahead and look at all those gloves up in the corner. And I know this picture is very familiar to you because you saw it this week. So the products of the fives facts are multiples of 5. They all end in 0 or 5. So for example, look at these gloves here. If somebody asked me, well, how many fingers do you have in all on those gloves? You could count them up individually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but that is not an efficient way to solve math. So a faster way would be to count by 5s. Look at those groups of gloves right there. 5, 10, 15, 20. I have 20 fingers on the gloves. So another thing that you can do to look at this is look at our table. We had the same table when we were focusing on the 2s. 0 times 5 is 0. 1 times 5 is 5. 2 times 5 is 10. And if you notice, all they're doing is counting by 5s, and that is very easy. We learn how to count by 5s like in first grade or kindergarten, but we are very aware that times are changing and times have changed. And so if we need to practice that, that's perfectly fine. And that's what I'd like us to do right now. So we are going to count by 5s 10 times. I want you to make 2 fists like I am. Okay? We're going to start and we're going to count by 5s together. Let's do this. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Awesome. You just counted by 5s. Fabulous. That is really going to help you when we solve our multiplication equations with a 5. Let's keep going. Okay, so just like we did, I wanted to make sure you were warmed up for this page. We are going to skip counting by 5. So look at these pictures of these hands. How many fingers are there in all? I'll give you about 5 seconds. Okay, you should have said 20 fingers. And I only gave you 5 seconds because I really didn't want you to go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so forth. I wanted you to count by fives. So watch this. I'm going to kind of model for you here. Oops, took us too far ahead. There we go. Sorry about that. So I wanted you to count by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, because this shows 4 groups of 5. 4 times 5 equals 20. Fabulous. So we are going to keep going. You already had a little bit of a preview, but that's okay. All right. So let's try out skip counting. If I multiply 3 times 5, or 3 groups of 5, I can really just skip count by fives 3 times. 5, 10, 15. Easy. If I multiply 5 times 7, I can use skip counting by fives and skip count 7 times to get 35. Watch. Remember like we did before? So we're going to count by 5 7 times to solve 5 times 7. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Boom, done. Perfect. Okay, so let's use what we know about fives to solve these. So let's start with 4 times 5. And boys and girls, I know I said we are all on our own math journey. However, for these, counting by fives is just a really smart way to do these. It really is efficient. It's going to make you be able to solve these very, very quickly. However, it's okay. If you're still drawing a model, you do you. So let's get started. So 4 times 5, what I'm going to do for this one, I really like skip counting by fives. And because there's a 5 in it, I know I can do that. And I am going to skip count by 5 4 times because that's my other factor. 5, 10, 15, 20. There is my answer. 4 times 5 equals 20. Let's do the next one. 5 times 3. There's that 5 again. I know it's going to be easy to work with. And there's the 3. That tells me I'm going to skip count by 5 3 times. Easy. 5, 10, 15. Easy peasy. Oh boy, that's 6. Sometimes multiplying with 6 can be very difficult. So boys and girls, ignore the 6. Look at the 5. There's a friendly 5 there. We want to be friends with 5 because we can count by fives. So I'm going to count by 5 6 times. That seems like a lot, but it's not. Watch. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and last but not least, 30. And I am done. Good job. Okay, moving forward. Whew, all right, guys, here's what I need you to do. I need you to stretch it out. Woo, stretch it out for this one. Stretch it out, massage your brain. Woo, baby. We're gonna need a workout. We're gonna need to work things out for this one. Okay, man, multiplying by nines, they can be a doozy. So I am going to show you 2 tricks. Now, obviously, you already know one way you can do this. You can draw a model. So if these tricks do not work for you, if you're like, no, Mrs. Bushy, no way, then that's perfectly fine. I just like to show you some things to help you out. This is trick number 1 is making a chart. So right here it says, first, write the numbers 0 to 9 in a downward direction. So on your paper, you would literally go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then on the other side, you would start at 9 and count backwards. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. You ready for this? Mind blow. Watch. Look at this. 9 times 1 equals 9. Why is that? My first row of 9 has nothing in the ones place, in the tens place, excuse me, a 9 in the ones place. Next one, 9 times 2, I just go to the second column, my second row, my second group of 9. a 1 in the tens place, an 8 in the ones place, and you would keep following that strategy all the way down to the end. Amazing. So let's keep on trucking. That's trick number 1. Are you ready for trick number 2? If you're ready, give me a whoop, whoop. There you go. I know you did it. And you know what? People are probably staring at you, but that's okay. You do you. You don't worry about what they're thinking about you. Here we go. Oh, I'm ready for this. All right. Everybody take your hands and put them in front of you like this and pretend like you've had a bad day. Like, oh, Mrs. Bushy. Now take them out like that. You are going to pretend that your fingers are numbered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, just like I did. I'm going to do that again for you. Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I'm going to click to the next screen. You keep your fingers up in front of you. Here we go. So let's pretend you have just gotten the equation 9 times 1. And the answer is 9. I went ahead and gave it to you. I'm going to show you why. So here's your first finger. I'm going to move my screen over. You're going to move that thumb and put it down. How many fingers are left? You have 0 next to the thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times 1 is 9. What? What? Let's try another one. This is amazing. Oh my goodness. So put your fingers back. 9 times 2. So I know that there is an X next to that thumb. Ignore that. That was just, it carried over from the last one. You're going to take that second finger. You see the one I'm moving? Put it down. Put that finger down. You should have left the 1 that represents the tens place, and then watch. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which gives you 18. Let me draw that for you so there's no confusion. So this finger was still up, the 1. This finger was down. We don't count that one. Look how many are left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that is where that 8 came from. Pretty cool. This strategy definitely takes some practice. So feel free to go online, watch some videos, but once you get it, it will be very, very helpful because multiplying by 9s can be tricky. Let's move forward. I'm sorry, all these clicks. Okay, so let's try it out. Don't look like that boy. Don't be confused. You can do it. I promise. I promise you can do it. So let's try it out. 3 times 9. You can use the finger trick, draw a model, or set up a table, to help you solve this. So I'm going to give you about 30 seconds, and I want to see what you can do. 3 times 9, or 3 groups of 9. Go ahead. Okay, so no matter how you solved it, whether you knew you did the finger trick that we talked about, you drew that model, or you set up the table, you should have gotten 27 as your answer. If you did not, don't look like that boy. Don't give up. That's what I want you to do. I don't want you to give up. You can do it. So let's keep on going. So let's practice some more. And I am sure by now you are sitting up straight and tall and you are eager to learn more because I know what great students you are. So we're going to walk through these together just in case you need that extra help. So 9 times 2. So you have a choice here because there's a 2 in it. And we love the 2s because we have learned that you can skip count by 2, 9 times, or you could double that 9. Or you might want to use one of the nines tricks. So you do what is comfortable for you. What I would do for this one, to be honest, because I really like working with twos, I'm just going to do my double trouble. I'm just going to double that 9. And I know that 9 plus 9 is 18. That one's a pretty easy one. Okay, now 4 times 9. There is a special fours trick, but we're not going to learn that one yet. I want us to go ahead and focus on this 9. So how could you solve this? So remember, you have the table you can do, the finger trick, the model. You could even do repeated addition if you would like. So whatever works for you. So in order to solve this one, I think what I'm going to do, honestly, is I'm going to use what's from above. I'm going to do 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9. Because I know that this really represents 4 groups of 9. I know that those two equal 18. I know that those two equal 18. And I have to add those two together and you get 36. Now, boys and girls, that was a very fast way that I solved that. I just wanted to show you some different methods. Okay, so that is the end. You guys did amazing. Everybody give yourself a big pat on the back. Good job. So it is quiz time. So you are now going to go onto Friday's math section on your student learning template, and you are going to complete the Google quiz. Now, boys and girls, this Google quiz is all equations. You are going to be multiplying by 2s, 5s, and 9s, and it's not timed. And you can use whatever strategy you would like. For some of you, that might be skip counting. For some of you, that might be a model. For some of you, that might be using one of our tricks we learned today. That's perfectly fine. But the biggest thing that I need to make sure every one of you do is take your time. That is huge. Do not submit it until you have checked your work because it is a grade and we want to see what you know. All right, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed my video. And since it is Friday, I just want to tell you to have a super duper weekend. All right, bye.